Alright guys, we have had a week to sit and salt and get excited and think about Orion. Well, I have a new sunset footage that Kings Island has just shared to their Twitter page, as well as a complete breakdown and analysis of the ride and its elements. Let's get into it. We'll start by this new sunset footage. Okay, so we obviously have no nighttime footage yet, which is disappointing. I'd like to see if it's lit or not. 5,321 feet of track. First drop, the drop of 300 feet. The length of the drop, 447 total feet. And 8 hills. I'll get to that in a minute. Height of the hills. The first drop, 287 feet. Second, 174. Third, 202 feet. That speed hill is 56 feet, and then 147, 125, and a 90-foot hill, and then ending with that 83-foot hill into the brake run at 91 miles an hour. Now, we were talking, a lot of people were talking about height requirements. You just got the specs here. Obviously, it's B&M, it's steel, it's a classification Giga, and it's lift chain. But it will hold 32 riders per train, with a 1,650 rider capacity per hour, and the minimum height requirement, it will be 54 inches, just like Fury 325, just like all B&M Hyper and Giga coasters. That 54-inch height requirement is pretty much on all of them. 3 trains with 8 cars, 4 rows across, just like I said when we got the blueprints of the station released. Probably 8 cars seated 4 across, which comes out to 32 riders per train. And they will, in fact, have 3 trains, which means to me, even though the lines are going to be ridiculous, they're going to go through it really quick, I think. This thing is definitely going to be a people eater. Alright, now we have the POV, and I want to really get into this and give you my analysis on this. That 3-minute ride time is including the lift hill. Obviously, because after this first drop here, it's a really fast, quick ride time-wise. So you'll go over this first drop, crest this 287-foot hill, drop down. It looks to be about 80 degrees, 75, 80 degrees. This is the element I'm looking forward to the most. There's really 2 I'm looking forward to. This 90-degree sort of wave turn after the first drop. I think it's going to be great. You're going to get a ton of side air time. This is the element right here, the speed hill. You're going to be cruising over that speed hill and at 85, 90 miles an hour. Lots of floater air time. And before, I talked about this helix here. And after I've gotten a chance to watch it and re-watch it, it really reminds me of the figure 8 on Shambhala. And I think you may actually get a little airtime at the top. Or, I don't know, guys. I love the way it kind of swoops down and you get a major head chopper moment underneath the first drop. You may feel a little airtime coming off of that hill, and I'm starting to really accept that helix as possibly being a good element, even though I didn't before, because I'm not a fan of upward helixes or rising helixes. But this sort of looks like the figure 8 on Shambhala, and I'm getting more and more excited for it every time I watch this POV. What I'm really waiting for is a nighttime POV, because I want to know if this thing is lit. I want to know if this thing has LEDs on it. I want to know if it's going to be a pitch dark night ride. I want to know. So this turnaround here, they're classifying this as a hill. Will it give airtime? Is it a hill? Well, it kind of is. You go up the hill, you go up, you kind of crest down before you take this dive down underneath the turnaround. So yeah, you'll probably get a pop of airtime there at the top of that turnaround. This is the head chopper moment, and I cannot wait for that. That's going to be awesome. This hill here where you kind of turn out going up, and then you turn out of your, come out of your turn going down. I doubt you'll have any airtime there. If you have any sort of G-forces there, it'll be positive Gs. But with that being said, I've been reading your comments, and it seems like everyone's pretty excited for it. I am. I can't wait. And don't forget, guys, if you purchase your Gold Passes right now, it's still on the website. If you purchase them right now, you will get unlimited visits in 2019 and unlimited visits in 2020. That includes free parking for the rest of the year here in 2019 and 2020. Also, that includes Halloween Haunt and Winterfest this year. But aside from this first banked, I believe it's 180 something or 170 something foot tall first hill after the drop, you get that turnaround and maybe a pop of airtime, but that speed hill, man, it's only 55 feet, and it's gonna give you a ton of airtime there. Now, B&M Gigas and Hypers are airtime machines. Everyone knows that. But I think this thing is going to give more of a hyper sort of ride. It's got a Giga layout, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's going to give more of a hyper coaster ride due to the height of the element, due to the height of the hills and the height of the turnaround. Because Fury hangs close to the ground, and so does Leviathan. You really get that feel for the speed on Fury and Leviathan because a lot of their elements are closer to the ground. Leviathan has taller elements, sort of like this, but I think you're really going to get a hyper feel for it, except for the layout. It's a pure Giga layout. Now, I always thought Giga was 300 feet or taller, like the lift hill is 300 feet or taller, not the drop. But this roller coaster has completely changed that for all of us, I think, because I think all of us really assume that it's the 300-foot drop, not exactly the 300-foot height. I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people think Kings Island deserved better. A lot of people think Kings Island could have definitely gone further with this, made it taller, made it faster, made it longer. I believe they could have, but did they not? Because Millennium Force is 4 hours up the road. That's what a lot of people seem to think, and you know what? It's a distinct possibility that they just didn't want to they didn't want to show up Millennium Force. But guys, Millennium Force has been around for 20 years. It'll be 20 years, and the whole upstaging thing, I don't get that, because it's an icon. So Millennium Force is iconic. It will always be iconic. It'll always be the first Giga. It will always be, in my opinion, the best Giga. But if the reason for that is that Cedar Fair didn't want to upstage Millennium Force being with it being in the same state, is just, that's nonsense to me. That is complete nonsense. We all know Cedar Point's the baby, and every other park in the Cedar Fair chain is a redhead stepchild, except for Kings Island. Kings Island, Cedar Fair likes to do things at Kings Island. But this is what I think about the elements. I think we are dealing with possibly a hyper sort of airtime machine. We're not, yeah, it's fast, 91 miles an hour, but I really don't think you're going to get a feel for that speed due to the height of the hills. The height of these hills being 100 feet or higher, with the exception of the speed hill at 55 feet, It's going to feel like a hyper with the floater airtime. I disagree with the 8 hills. I do not count that turnaround as an 8th hill, and I do not count the figure 8 sort of helix as a hill either. So take what you want from it. Tell me what you think. Quite frankly, I'm excited for it. I love the color scheme with this electric blue, this sort of cobalt blue. It's more of a cobalt blue, more of a deep blue than an electric blue, and I honestly can't tell if these supports are white or gray. I figure gray myself, and I like it. I like the color scheme. The layout's great. I love that speed hill. It's going to be an airtime machine. It's not going to have long drawn-out elements like some have complained on Fury. It's going to have short and sweet. That's what we're looking at here, short and sweet. And I'm really looking forward to a night ride POV because we got that sunset. I want a night ride. I want to know if this thing is lit. And if this thing is lit up, great. This is going to be fantastic. I've always preferred LED lit roller coasters to pitch black, unless it's the Beast, obviously. And Diamondback has a great night ride. Banshee has a great night ride. Banshee also has lights. I want LEDs on this thing. If anything, I want chaser lights on this thing, because it would go straight into the whole space theme if you did it right, and it would be a fantastic night ride with the blue and the gray supports. Lighting would be spectacular. So this is my full analysis. I'm looking forward to it. The 3-minute ride time, or 3-minute duration it talks about, is obviously including the lift hill and that flat piece of track before the lift hill, because if you count it down, start your stopwatches as soon as this chain releases right here and let it roll, we're looking at like a 47-second ride. So I don't count the lift hill. I don't count it. I have never counted the lift hill on any roller coaster when it comes to ride duration. So I'm not counting this as a 3-minute ride time. I'm not doing it. I refuse. You're also on this obnoxiously long brake run for, 100 feet? So, yeah, 3-minute ride time, Kings Island, come on. You're starting to push it now. You're pushing it now. So, tell me what you think in the comments. I'm excited for it. Everyone I know is excited for it, except one. She's a wooden coaster fan. She'll get hers. But I'm excited for this, and I think it's going to be packed full of airtime. You're not going to get that feeling of speed like you do on Fury and Leviathan, but you're going to get airtime like you would on a B&M Hyper. B&M Hypers are kings of airtime, and that's what you're going to get with this Giga. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the queue line. Comment below. Thrill Bill out.